Welcome to the Ghosts and Ghouls podcast. Oh, I can't get into your frame anymore. Hi.
Why are you?
I'm your host, Tyler, and with me, I have the guy that if they cast him in a horror movie, he would be the final girl. My co-host, Anthony. If you're new here, this is how this works. I'm going to tell my co-host here a horror story about some kind of ghost, ghoul, extraterrestrial, paranormal, monster, cryptid, undead thing, where I've gone in and removed all the names of the creature and replaced it with descriptions. And then Ant here gets to guess to see if he knows what the creature is. And then after that, we're going to go into its history, a little deep dive into its pop culture use, a little what if scenario if you had to fight this thing, and finally, if we're making a movie, who we're casting, what's the story going to look like, how are we going to direct it, is it going to be a horror comedy, a horror movie, horror romance, horror action, horror parody, I guess? I don't know. We're going to make a movie. We're going to discuss making a movie and how we would do it.
Absolutely. Just going to take this quick second to go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, and turn the bell on for any notifications to stay updated for when we post. Also, to go ahead and follow us on our other social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram, as well as if our YouTube watchers don't want to watch and want to listen, we're on everything, including iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, Audible,
Audacity.
I didn't know that was a thing. Either way, and again, for
Podcast Hub.
podcast listeners, if you want to watch or see some reactions as well, we're on YouTube, so you already know.
Come to YouTube. It's fun. So, to kick this off, season 1, we're focusing on the continent of North America for our guesses. So we kind of, episode 1 of season 1, you kind of narrowed down that we were in North America. But Ant here gets 3 yes or no questions. And he gets to kind of narrow down what we might be talking about today. And then he gets a little shot in the dark guess. Figure out.
So a lot of my guesses have been, for a while there, I was stuck on just the Wendigo. And, just making those guesses or whatever. I'm kind of switching my focus onto internet cryptids.
Ooh,
So-
okay.
So, of course, because I said Smiley on the last episode as one of the biggest guesses. There's also could be Slenderman. I forgot another one, but there was... Never mind, I only have those 2 to guess.
You only know those 2 internet cryptids?
No, there's more, but I'm forgetting their names.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we already did those.
Which ones?
The Black-Eyed Children were an internet cryptid at one point, so we already did those.
Yep.
So I will say, first things first, is this an internet cryptid? And by this is did it first originate from the internet?
I'm going to answer yes. The notoriety of this cryptid, of this creature, of this monster, this undead thing started on the internet.
Because it can't have, Indian folklore. Well, no, because then it's not an internet cryptid.
I'm saying its notoriety started on the internet.
But I'm saying in general, did this thing...
In general, no. There's history of this thing past then.
No, this is not an internet cryptid. This is a folklore creature.
If you were to search this thing on Google right now, it would probably tell you it originated on the internet.
Yes, but
I found other things.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and say, does this thing live in... Or not... Does this thing live in water?
No.
Okay. Is it bipedal?
Can be.
You had a weird reaction when I said this creature. Wendigo?
Nope. One day you're gonna get it. One day that question
You had a
will be
weird
right.
face when I said something about the Wendigo. You fuck. If it's something so close to it, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's not. All right, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
This story is called Wrong on Four Legs. The road through the Appalachian foothills was empty in a way that felt intentional, as if the forest had agreed to look the other way. Miles of trees pressed in on both sides, their branches knitting together overhead, as Jonah drove with the windows cracked, letting the cold autumn air keep him awake. That's when he saw it. A tall, antlered shape stood at the edge of the road, half hidden by fog, its eyes flaring white in the headlights. At first glance, it looked like a common woodland animal. Lean, long necks, something a driver is trained to fear at night. Jonah slowed, heart thumping. Hitting something out here would mean no help. The shape stepped forward. Its legs bent wrong, not broken, just incorrect. The joints folded too many times, like they were remembering how to walk instead of actually knowing. Jonah's stomach tightened. The creature tilted its head, and the motion was exaggerated, almost curious, like a person pretending to be an animal. Jesus, Jonah muttered, easing to a stop. The thing pulled its muzzle back. The skin stretched, peeling away from the bone to reveal teeth that didn't belong in any forest. Flat, even, and unmistakably human. Jonah slammed the car into reverse. The creature lunged. It crossed the road faster than something with hooves should have been able to, striking the asphalt with a wet slapping sound. The impact rocked the car as the weight slammed onto the hood, cracks spiderwebbed across the windshield. Up close, Jonah saw's eyes weren't placed like an animal's. They faced forward. A hand slid down the glass, fingers too long, bending at sharp animal angles. Hoof and flesh blended together like the creature hadn't decided what it was meant to be. Its mouth opened wider and wider, and a voice crawled out, warped and strained, like a man trying to remember how to speak. Help me! Jonah screamed and floored it. The thing tore away from the hood as the car surged forward, the thing disappearing into the darkness behind him. Jonah didn't slow until the trees thinned and artificial lights appeared ahead. He pulled into the first gas station he saw, shaking so hard he nearly collapsed getting out of the car. The clerk stared at the dents, the deep gouges clawed into the metal. You hit something, the man asked. Jonah opened his mouth to answer, then froze. Across the road, at the edge of the tree line, a tall, antlered silhouette stood upright among the shadows, too tall, too still, its forward-facing eyes reflecting the gas station lights, intelligent and patient. It raised one twisted limb, not a hoof this time, and waved. The clerk followed Jonah's stare and frowned. Ain't nothing out there, he said. When Jonah looked again, it was empty. But the feeling of being watched never left him, and sometimes late at night, he hears hooves on pavement outside his house. Slow, careful steps, as if something is still learning how to walk like the rest of us.
No, I don't know what this is. I don't know. This is listening to like an abomination of like nature.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've talked about it before. Not on Ghosts and Ghouls, but in private.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think.
We've talked about this thing.
No, I can't think about it.
Any shot in the dark? Any guess?
Now my mind's drawn. It's. You hit me with that name one time scenario, and then like your entire brain gets hit with the one of those like devices.
I just EMP'd you.
Exactly.
All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? This creature is called the knot deer.
No, I don't remember.
We talked about it at lunch one day.
I may. It sounds familiar.
So the knot deer is often attributed to Appalachian folklore, though the claim is usually presented without specific sources and sightings are restricted to Appalachia. And the sightings are not restricted to Appalachia. The deer is likely a modern name linked to various past stories where weird deer encounters under the assumption that these different encounters are all described as the same creature. So, It is the fucked up deer where the eyes are like facing forward instead of on the sides of the head that make, because that's how most prey animals are. Like most predators have forward facing eyes.
Yes.
Prey animals have them on the side of their heads. And this is kind of where the internet versus the history start, okay? The earliest record of a possible not deer encounter was posted by Reddit user Kilroy DeCat on r/hunting in April 12th of 2012. He described shooting a doe from his hunting blind and walking up to the dying deer. As he approached, he was overtaken by apprehension and paranoia, saying, "I didn't know who I was, everything seemed new, and I felt like I became the deer." A hallucination-like state stopped as soon as the hunter killed the deer by driving a knife into its heart. Another not deer encounter story was posted on Reddit user Segan on cryptozoology in January of 23rd of 2016. They described the encounter they had with two strange deer in upstate New York in the early 2000s. They had all gray fur, long, dark, almond-shaped eyes that stared intently. Their antlers were two long, jagged horns protruding straight out of their skulls. When their grandmother photographed the deer, they did not show up in the photographs and left no trace in the snow. The user and their cousins encountered similar deer. The users and their cousins encountered similar deer in the same location several years later, accompanied by a feeling of dread. And then we have a couple more. Now, these are all Reddit posts, so it's all with a grain of salt, okay? I found this. Jerome Clark described two encounters with strange deer he collected when he was an editor for Fate magazine around 1971. First, he discovered an account from Mrs. Lobb of Calumet, Oklahoma, who saw a creature in her farm field that superficially resembled a deer that stood on four thin deer-like legs with huge pads for feet, had long hair, pointed ears, and a bushy tail that resembled a cross between a wolf and a deer. This supposedly occurred in 1951. And then later in 1971, before Mrs. Lobb's account appeared in the magazine, Clark's father told him of a weird animal he had encountered along a road in Canby, Minnesota that looked like a small deer, but with a horse-like tail. He shot at the animal to scare it. Astoundingly, it didn't react. So we kind of have like the internet cryptid and strange animals. Like there's accounts that kind of cross.
That stuff is kind of weird. I was gonna like just chalk it down to paranoia
and just fucked up deer.
Yeah, I mean like all deer probably not gonna be like they could be like some messed up deer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean you got a deer that got smoked by a car and has a fucked up leg, and they're like, it's a not deer.
Or it was born weird. That or its brain was.
We're gonna get to that though. We're going to get to some reasonings that people think, but I think they're paranormal. Or I think they're cryptid, at least. On July 19th of 2018, Reddit user The Storm Brewer made a post in r/paranormal where they described an encounter with a strange screaming deer. It was a deer bounding in huge leaps, screaming, but it was entirely on its hind legs. This deer was hopping like a pogo stick with its four legs held up in front. The look of pure terror in its eyes reflected in the firelight will haunt me forever, end quote. So, they're not made to walk on their hind legs. I have two more. On March 9th of 2019, Reddit user Godzilla 3A's 98 reported an encounter with a deer thing in the southeastern Europe. They described being approached by a deer that was not afraid of them, and that its eyes looked lifeless and its aura was that of unease. It then opened its mouth to show multiple rows of what looked like to be razor-sharp teeth and made an ear-shattering scream. It sounded like nothing I'd ever heard before. It sounded unreal, like it shouldn't exist. So, while these reports describe not deer, not deer-like creatures, the term not deer itself seemed to have gained traction after 2018. Tumblr user Will O the Witch provided one of the first concrete definitions of not deer in an August 21st, 2018 post, followed by several reblogs where the user provided similar stories. Not deer have since been reported on outside of social media and continue to gain notoriety as cryptid. So, you think they're just fucked up deer?
No, some of the cases it could be just fucked up deer. Some other could be that it starts off of a story, and it's like, oh, that's amazing. Like, it could be real. And then people try to make it out to be real. So when they see a fucked up deer like that.
Kind of like the Slenderman kids.
Yes. You
Like,
know,
oh, we heard a scary story. Jeff the Quiller's coming to get in my room.
People get you know how like parasocial, like people get.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a thing too where it's like, oh, they hear the story of this like made up creature.
Paranormal.
You know.
See what I did there?
Anywho, yeah, basically that they just become like, oh, this is. Yeah, there's a creature out there, blah, 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 you know, and then there could be cases of that deer is just not right. There's just something, and again, who says a deer can't have, like, some weird, defects, like, they're just born with some weird, like, defects, like you said, they're not made for their hind legs.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, you know, maybe that.
I gotcha. So, explanations. Obviously, the supernatural. The true nature of the not deer is unknown.
Absolutely.
With stories and reports usually suggesting that these creatures either possess deer or creatures mimicking deer. Whether these creatures are spirits, demons, or perhaps extraterrestrials in disguise, it is unusually not speculated upon, leaving the reader to draw their own conclusions. Now, I like the idea. I don't like the idea, but I like the idea that they are just like possessed animals, right? Mm-hmm. So like, you have somebody doing some witchcraft shit and they summon something and they flee, and the first thing that demon whatever has to attach to that it finds living and willing is a freaking deer, and then it manifests in that deer and it fucks it up. Like, and that would be kind of like a crazy way to explain like the eyes changing location is because like this is no longer a prey animal, this is a predator animal.
I got you.
Because of the spirit that inhabits it.
Now again, why is it so like, let's possess a deer? Why is it just a deer though?
So I don't think it's not, well.
Is it just easily accessible?
I think we have a lot of them.
It's just weird that it's always a deer.
Why is it not other like
the other creatures
like elk or like moose? Could you imagine a fucking not moose?
That thing's already scary.
Yeah, I know. Moose is fucking huge. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine one being possessed by a demon and trying to like hoof you to death? Or it just like reaches out with this like elongated fucking moose toe.
You know,
that
like
moose knuckle, and it just drags across you.
That, or why isn't there like a possessed giraffe? You know what I'm saying?
That would be terrifying. When we go to Africa, I bet you we can find one.
Our like the only possessed giraffe.
So, I mean, paranormal skeptic wise, I like the idea of that it's possessed by something, or it's. Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely.
Like potentially even like I like the idea that it could potentially even be like extraterrestrial. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're a scout. Go down here. You're gonna see the first thing you see, like gobbly lorky dork, and then he's like, oh, this thing, and then it's like, oh man, that's a fucked up deer. And it's like, nah, it's an alien, like reporting back.
Wait. The fuck did you say? Sorry, my brain.
Yeah, no, that it's it's a scouting alien to the planet, and the first thing he saw was a deer, and he shapeshifted into the deer, and he was just like, glorby glork.
Oh my goodness.
Glorp.
We're not back
calling back to glorp, mothership, glorp, you know?
Oh my gosh.
All right. So scientists, there's a pathological explanation to a lot of the not deer. Or so they say. Severe diseases are known to affect the bodies and behavior of deer. One of the most common is chronic wasting disease, or CWD, aka zombie deer syndrome. While the most obvious symptom of the disease is a dramatic weight loss, behaviors are also affected. The deer become less social with other deer, listless, less fearful of humans, may develop tremors or repetitive walking patterns. They may drool excessively and grind their teeth. While not always the cause of disease, the phenomenon known as of cactus bucks, also known as cryptorchid bucks, may account for some of the strange-looking deer. When a male deer's body does not produce enough testosterone due to its reproductive organs being injured, Their antlers will remain in the velvet phase permanently and will continue to grow, usually into strange and malformed shaped. Epizootic
Hemorrhoids?
No.
Oh.
Hemorrhagic disease, EHD, is known to affect both the appearance and behavior of deer, producing weak and clumsy movement, a swollen head, neck, and tongue, and indifference to humans, internal and external bleeding, and cracked hooves. So it's just like hemorrhaging blood all the time. Occasionally, deer will develop long-term infections in their sinus cavities, leading to the phenomenon of bullwinkle deer, where deer will have unusually bulbous noses, and this may account for some of the not deer sightings where the deer's faces are described as cow-like.
Disgusting. I did know about the zombie one.
Zombie deer.
I'm still trying to figure out the eyes thing, like
the eye placement.
How they go from like a prey to predator. I'm curious if there's. Well, I'm also curious, like in evolution, have animals done that? Like, if humans take in animals, do they go from like, not like, do their eye placements change at all? Or?
Well, I'm sure they do over time, and probably.
Because I'm trying to look at dogs, for example, because there's no need for them to be true predators anymore, but they're not necessarily prey either.
Yeah, they're not prey animals, but I think if you look at a wolf is like
that's a predator. Yeah, that's a predator.
Whereas like a deer has always been a prey animal, but then it's also one of those things as human expansion has moved and deer have less and less predators, like natural predators around them, besides like, like reverting or like evolving into like, hey, like eye placement facing forward allows us to find food easier. Because we don't have any natural predators, they might be actually.
Because I know there was an island too where there's no predators at all, and the birds there actually forget how to fly because they can just walk on the ground all the time.
Yeah.
There's no predators, so it's like, same thing with the deer. Like you said, there's no predators around. Do they just like, we can have our eyes? We don't have to be like have wider vision.
I do get that.
So I'm just curious on how that's. I'm curious if evolution has a big play into it, and we just never like look at deer to be ones to evolve.
Stupid deer, you can't evolve.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's so many of them.
That's so messed up.
But is it just one of those things of we never expected deer to just evolve, and we're sitting here watching the raccoon, we're watching the fox evolve in real time to domestic animals. They're changing up their actual form, which is insane.
I have heard about that. Like their snouts are getting small, like shorter,
and they're becoming house animals now, like, which is insane. And we're watching it like real time. But like, have we ever thought like maybe the deer are doing it too? But we just like, nah.
Dumb deer, fuck those deer. You ready for pop culture time?
Yes, sir.
Pop culture. Not deer are featured in the popular trading card game MetaZoo Cryptid Nation. I didn't realize that MetaZoo actually like shut everything down.
Yeah. Sounds like something.
Also the guy that throws cake at rock concerts. Steve Aoki. He was actually like a big investor in that card game. Possible not deers featured prominently in the Adventure Time episode No One Can Hear You, serving as the main antagonist. While the not deer weren't called that at this time, he has forward-facing eyes and walks upright.
I never even thought about that. Yeah, Adventure Time has some creepy.
They
have some creepy animals.
They got a not deer. Not deer are classified as SCP-6448 by the SCP Foundation. I don't know. This is another one. On an MSM fan island called Cryptic Reality, a saxophone-playing monster called Antler, who's based on a not deer, is shown, and one of the 4 cryptid contest winners.
Never heard of that.
I don't know what MSM fan islands are. Not deer are featured in the indie folk horror cooking game, The Not Deer Stew. They actually have a game about them. Yeah, Adventure Time's got some fucked up shit.
Why are we going back to Adventure Time?
I was just thinking about it, SCP, I could see that, some weird virtual reality.
But like Adventure Time did it before everything else. It's crazy.
Oh, it's like The Simpsons. Simpsons did it. That is all the pop culture. Of course, you know, there's internet blogs, Reddit posts, blah, blah, blah.
I'm sure there was no
fun
movies
story.
about this thing.
No movies.
I feel like if they're just doing that, they might as well just do the
no
Wendigo.
movies.
Yeah.
If they're going to do a movie, they should might as well do the Wendigo.
I'm saying if they're choosing like a deer-like creature, they're just going to be like, oh, you know what? Wendigo.
So much with the not deer, though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like, oh, you know, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Wendigo is definitely more.
It's like, yeah, overshadows it, and it's kind of like, oh, we'll just go with something that's safe.
Yeah.
That everybody knows.
All right. You ready for this scenario?
Sure.
Okay. You're chilling in your room.
Absolutely.
You're playing the game.
Absolutely.
You got a little porn playing on your other monitors.
No.
You got your headphones on. Mm-hmm. Right? You're playing one-handed.
Mm-mm.
All of a sudden, your dogs, mom and dad are gone for the night, right? So you're like listening. Okay. You're not just like watching porn with the sound off. You're actually listening to it. And you're like, oh man, this is a whole different experience. But then all of a sudden, your dogs start going ballistic at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like make you mad because you have to quit the game, right? Pause the porn. Hold on, boys. I'll be right back. Mute mic. Pause the porn. Dog's still going ballistic. Leave the game. Go see what they're barking at. Right? You go to your back door and you see a deer in the backyard just staring at you, but its legs are too long. It has too many joints. It doesn't move when you turn on the lights and holler at it. And you pick up a rock and you throw it at it and it doesn't move. Then it stands up on its hind legs and it runs at you. What do you do?
Okay, so first of all, is this at my house? Like, are we in our own houses? Or is this a different house that is like in the scenario house?
Okay, if we're at your house, yes, we're at your house in your backyard, it's fenced in.
Yeah, that's my first instinct. That is like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's in the fence.
Because I have a fenced-in backyard, and if this thing is in the fence, like if this thing, like we have high fences.
Yeah.
If it is in the backyard, it jumped over that bit, and I'm not gonna lie,
Or climbed over it.
Knowing this thing, it probably jumped over it. And if it did, I feel like jumping over it would be scarier.
If it just like.
Yeah. So anyway, first things first, I'll tell you this. I would run in.
Okay.
But knowing my dogs, they would keep barking at it and then run away from the door. And they would just like run around and like, you know, keep away from it. And I'll let you know, I'm not letting them go. I'd rather go down than let my dogs go down. I'm not sacrificing them.
Good man.
I'm not letting them. I can't do that. I don't know what it is. I just.
Good man.
I
Good
couldn't
man.
see
Protect
myself.
those puppers. We love the doggos.
I don't know what it is. I actually couldn't see myself. This thing is coming after me. I'm not gonna watch my dogs like go down.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't do that.
That's your ride or dies.
Exactly.
I respect it.
So yeah, this is what's gonna happen. Easily. It's gonna run. I'm gonna come up to the stairs. It's gonna be right there. I'm gonna jump off the porch, right? I'm gonna try to swing around on it, right? I'm gonna Rey Mysterio its ass and then just get it in a chokehold and then bring it down with my body weight. You know what I'm saying? So this thing is not ready for it, right? I'm about to 619 this ass. And it's gonna be amazing.
I can't even look at you right now.
What?
I can't even look at you.
It's easy.
I'm about to 619 its ass, is what you just said.
Yes. Look, listen.
Brother.
It's on the ground. I'm on the porch. I have at least I say 10 feet height difference. I don't think you understand. I'm jumping with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm jumping off the porch.
I just have this mental image of you like charging and leaping off your porch, right? And like either landing like 3 feet in front of it as it just trucks you as you look up at it. It just like full on kicks you in the jaw. Or you go to get it, right? And it like you're there and it just creaks back like it's in the Matrix and you fly over top of it.
Then if it does that, I'm rolling.
Yeah, yeah, combat roll.
And then I'm gonna sweep
the leg.
Yeah, sweep the legs. It's twisted ass legs.
And then you make contact with the leg, and the leg coils around yours, like it's a snake.
Listen,
so we know you're defending your
I'm
place.
defending the dogs.
So if I have to deal with this thing and I see this thing stand up, the first thing I'm doing is screaming for my wife to get my Second Amendment. And I am going to unalive this thing with buckshot.
Okay.
Because I have a big black I have a big black glass door. I have a big glass back door.
You have a big black glass
I have a big black glass door. It's big. It's girthy. No, I have a big glass back door. And if that fucker comes through it and into my home where my kids and my dogs are, I'm gonna have a very, very bad time.
Yeah. So you're just pumping shells into this
Yeah,
thing. Just,
no, I'm gonna do everything I can with every God-given ounce of firepower I have.
Is your rounds like what they usually recommend? The like birdshot, buckshot, birdshot, buckshot, and then the rest is buckshot, or is it straight? Okay.
If somebody is not supposed to be in here, and I have to deal with it,
Yeah.
they're probably not crawling out of here. I might be digging a hole. I'd call you to help me come dig the hole. Can you imagine getting a phone call from me at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, bro, this asshole broke into my house. He's dead. He's murdered in my floor. I'm in the truck. I got shovels. Come to the house. Help me roll him up in the rug. We got to go bury him. Would you help me?
I'm not gonna lie, I would help, but I'm complaining. Right?
My boy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Because what I'm gonna be is I'm gonna be like, what the fuck do you mean? And as I'm getting in the truck, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you rolled him up? You're defending your house. Why didn't you just call the police and just explain it there? And I'm pulling down as I'm pulling down my mask.
You should have called the police, man. Like,
You fucking dumbass. Now, we're too far gone.
yeah, we're too.
The moment they see the rolled up rug.
The second they see the double tap headshot. Speaking of headshot, one of my I'm tangent time. One of my favorite videos online is the kid playing paintball from like circa 2007. Have you ever seen that one?
I'm trying to remember.
So they're playing paintball. I was an avid paintball player back in the day. And he's like rental course and he's like coming out behind the bunker and he's like digga, digga, digga.
Yeah.
And then the paintball smokes him in the forehead and it just goes headshot and he just crumbles to the ground. It's like some 9-year-old kid that just gets blasted in the face and his neck snaps back. It's the funniest fucking video. I used to cry watching that shit. All right, so we're defending our households. That's how we do it.
Movie time?
Movie time! So I'm gonna give you a second to think about this because I actually wrote my movie idea down while I was doing my research. Okay? I'm doing a horror comedy movie
Oh, God. Okay.
where there is a not deer that is affecting all the other deer of a small farm town, right? Mm-hmm. And it's turning them into not deer-like zombies. So it's basically like parasite hive mind and it's fucking all the deer up. And I want them to be scary by having their mouths open the wrong way. So instead of their mouths opening like this, they open like this or like in fours.
Oh, for like Resident Evil.
Yeah,
where they had the dogs.
Very much so. Like weird tongues, like human-ass teeth or like sharp teeth, and then like their eyes are all like bulbous and bleeding and like switching, and like parasitic worms are like crawling out of their eyes and ears and out of their asshole and stuff. Like, yeah. So like crazy big hive mind, right? And so they're like townspeople are like seeing more and more deer in town, and like they're like, oh man, like can't wait till deer season. Like I got a 8-point buck sitting in my driveway right now, just looking at me, you know. And then like lady's driving home from like the Bojangles, and she's like driving, and she's like, oh Lord, bada bada bada, and she smokes one. And like she hits it, right? And it rolls up onto her windshield, crushes the windshield. She's like hurt. She's like, oh my God. And then the not deer just like the worst puppetry. Like it's showing her. All right, camera's pointing in from the passenger side, shooting her, and then you have the driver's side window, right? And it's all busted out.
Okay.
Right? Like windshield's caved in. She's like bleeding from her head. Her Bojangles is fucking everywhere.
She essentially hit a moose.
Yeah, she hit a fucking, and then you just see the worst puppeted deer head just like come up and just be like, bah, and then eat her. Just chew on her neck. She's like, oh. And then like the deer like reaches through with its hoof and it picks up the like her Dr. Pepper and just like,
what
and then just like falls back out of the thing.
what if we do it like this too? Where the scene is like she's looking over slowly.
Yeah.
And it's just like the deer head that comes up.
Yeah.
She screams, and then they scream, and they're like, wait, they scream. And then it's just the kid is like, God damn it, Johnny. And then he runs off.
Yeah.
And then another head is like, Johnny, I swear to God, if you. And it's just a real thing.
That would be an awesome, yes.
Oh, gosh. Okay,
So eventually the townspeople figure out they have an issue.
Right.
Because like the not deer are everywhere and they don't give a fuck about humans. They're not scared, and then all of a sudden they just start eating people. So it's like the town sheriff, the final girl, like the butch redneck, like, oh, I'm taking it into my own hand if you ain't gonna do nothing, 30-06 ought to end this. And he's like out there with his in the back of his truck that his like 12-year-old son's driving, can't even see over the steering wheel. It's like it's all jacked up, and he's just like laying rifle rounds out of his like just blasting at these deer, and they're just like dodging it.
No, they're not even moving. Yeah. He's just missing everything.
No, because the kid's driving like this, and he's like, God damn it, Billy, I can't. But he's like a bolt action, so he's got to reload after every 5 rounds.
You should have it the way he smokes them. Like he ends up smoking everybody but the deer. And that's how they die. The deer just like, what the fuck?
Just watching this truck like it's like burning rubber as it's trying to turn. Eventually they hit a parked car and he launches out of the truck bed into a not deer's mouth. It's just like
almost like the Tucker and Dale.
Yeah, where he jumps into the grinder, the wood chipper, yeah. Yeah. So like they finally figure out that they have this issue. And so they're like hunting the not deer, and like all the not deer are like converging on like the sheriff's office or the town hall or whatever. Everybody's held up in, and they're all coming up, and they're all like beating on breaking the windows, like trying to get in, and they're stabbing them and like blah blah blah. And then like I almost want it to be like a Jaws moment where it's like they see like the not deer, and it's like all ganked up and like standing tall. But its eyes are very focused forward, and it's like, and it's like commanding deer, and they realize it, and they're like, oh, we gotta kill this thing. So somehow, and I don't know how, maybe they get Billy's excellent driving skills, and this is kind of where it might be kind of, it's like they send Billy out, and he drives the truck like over, and then he gets like the truck with the propane tank in it, and they're like, okay, when you get there, you got to get out of the truck and run, and we'll blow you to safety. And so he gets out, and the not deer's looking at the truck like, what? They shoot the propane tank, and obviously propane doesn't explode, like it just... But we'll make it explode for the movie. They shoot it, and it blows up, the truck blows up, and Billy gets chucked off into safety. And that's how the movie ends.
Oh, God.
But then... post-credit scene, because we love our post-credit scenes here. Post-credit scene, right? You got a homeless dude who's just like, oh, look at all this free meat. And he eats a piece of the not deer, and then he turns into a not deer. So we can have not deer 2.
He gets smoked by an old lady. Yeah.
He hobbles out the road like he's like mid-transformation, like his fingers are turning into hooves.
Like, I feel it.
He hobbles out the road, gets smoked.
And it's just Billy. What the fuck?
Either that, or we make Billy like the juvenile kid who just like keeps carjacking cars. But I just can imagine like Billy and just driving like one of those like obnoxious like like the straight pipe jacked off truck, and he just can't see over
the lift. Yes.
And it's just like.
But it's just the dude that's standing
in the back, just trying.
Billy,
please just hold still. And he just keeps scoping himself, or he just keeps shooting and hitting himself. But he's like popping car tires and like just shooting into random people's homes. Like I said, he hits a parked car and it just sends them off. And I just love the idea of him like getting launched at a deer.
Hold on, I have the scene with the propane.
Yeah.
They're shooting it and they're realizing that it's like, it's just making this like, oh fuck, I forgot, propane doesn't explode. It's like, all right, I got something. And they just have a bazooka. It's like, where the fuck did you do that?
It's in the armory.
We took it as evidence. And that's how they blow it up.
Yeah. I think that would be funny. Yeah.
Because they're just unloading into the propane tank. Yeah, it's like, God damn it. He's like, hold on. Exactly.
That's so funny. I love that idea. They just blast a freaking RPG. It's crazy. The deer's like, eh.
Exactly.
But I want it to be like, hyper, like Tucker and Dale was with like the gore, you know? So like stuff's happening and people are like trying to save like the deer and like.
We need to have it to where it's like one of the main characters is or the group or whatever, and then they meet like the deer that started it, and they standing up, and it's just like this. It does like a mini
arm reload.
Yeah, and he's like, it's time to finish this. He cracks his neck, and he's just like, what are you gonna do? He's like, he puts down all the weapons. It's like, why are you? It's like, I'm doing this his way. It's just like, what?
It's like the high school, like the football guy, like the quarterback. He's like, no, honey, this is my calling. He just like takes off his Letterman jacket and just
starts shuffling.
Starts boxing with this deer. This deer just decking the fuck out of him. His eyes are immediately blackened and like, oh, yeah, this is America. He's like hitting it again. But not deer just suplexes him.
That's exactly how it happened.
Or we have it where there is like an animal, like an environmentalist group there, and they're like, we have to protect these deer, and it's like, honey, it's hunting season, and it's like, no, we're protecting the deer. So they're like out there in the woods with like megaphones and air horns scaring away all the deer, and then like all the deer start like corralling to them because they're like protected, and then she gets suplexed.
She's just like, look, like, honey, they're weird.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're not. She's getting close. It's like,
see, look, she
like,
goes to put her hand in and
it's
just
like, see, I'm the lady of the deer, and it just eats her.
Oh my god, just pulling her arms off, like.
She's like, oh, I'll save you. It's like, don't you fucking dare.
Don't you dare. I'm part of the evolution. It's just like she's getting eaten by these fucking parasitic deer. That's my movie idea.
I absolutely have nothing.
You have nothing on the not
because
deer?
I was too focused. Because there's no, I can't even follow this one up.
That's a good movie.
It's such a funny. I can't think of anything, especially if I go into like a horror side of things. It's
that's
like,
okay. We'll give you a producer credit on my movie, right? We'll put you on there. Easy peasy. Producer credit. Anthony. Ghosts and Ghouls. But yeah, that was my I had this earnest, scared, stupid, scary movie level, like stupidity, but like up the gore, like Tucker and Dale, and like the deal with fucking deer. But I wanted to be like the worst taxidermied fucking heads that we use. Like you hardly ever see like a deer in full. Like you might see like the not deer in full, or like a passing of like a group of deer. But like anytime a deer kills, it's literally a guy like with a puppeted deer head on, and he's just like, and it's just like.
Like, you know how like a lot of these scary movies do a lot of they mock actual scary movies. It's funny if we just do that for like paranormal creatures, you know, like cryptids and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and just make our own, because that's why I loved it.
The high school guy and his prom date. The not deer. They go up to like make out point. The not deer's just standing there and like in the headlights, and he's like, "The deer's really weird." It stands up, and it's just like, "Fight me." And he's like, puts a cigarette out, and she's like, "Bobby, you don't have to." And he's like, "No, gotta fight him. Gotta prove my manhood." It's like takes his Letterman jacket off and just starts.
Oh my gosh.
I'm casting Zac Efron in that role. Like young Zac Efron.
That's amazing.
Or Drake Bell. Give me Drake Bell.
Honestly, also, I think the one that pulls out the bazooka has to be the guy who plays Hopper. I think he would be amazing for like.
I was either thinking Hopper or the guy that played the, oh my God, what was his name in Walking Dead? The main dude.
Rick?
Rick Grimes. Yeah, the guy that played Rick. Could you imagine him like like, we're gonna put you in a cop role,
yeah,
but we're gonna do you in a parody cop role. Like you have to be serious, but it's not serious, you know?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Who would we cast as? I'm trying to think of like someone I could cast as Billy. Just any Tom Sawyer looking motherfucking kid, you know? Like just.
Oh my gosh! Hold on, for Rick's thing. We just have it to where he's, because I think I don't know which scary movie did it before. But they would start off with the hat being like as short as possible. But like as the hat
progressively
it's something so small, but like it's just insane.
At the end frame when he's pulling out the bazooka, it blows the hat off. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But their armory, their evidence locker is like 50 cal BMG, like just like they got a turret, so they're just like good.
It's like, who the fuck did you raid?
Yeah. Oh, these are gifts from the ATF when we raided that home on the north side of town. Yeah. So that's the not deer, dude.
Absolutely. Well, you know, if you guys enjoyed this episode of the Ghosts and Ghouls podcast, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and go ahead and turn that bell on for any notifications to stay updated. Go ahead and follow us on our other platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and then anywhere else you want to listen to us on podcasts.
Just search Ghosts and Ghouls. We're everywhere.
Exactly. And,
Quite literally, we try to be everywhere.
we're trying to be. Yeah.
We're trying to do some Patreon stuff too.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. We're gonna start up a Patreon.
Trying to do Patreon. We're also trying to do more cool stories if you have them, for related stories.
Hold on.
But yeah, we're trying to get some stories as well. Either leave them in the comment or send us a little email. It's in the
Email's in the description. Send us your scary stories about cryptids and other weird stuff that we might want to see us talk about. Maybe we'll break them down, pick them apart.
We might even make scenarios off of them. Scenarios and movies.
That would be a lot of fun. Like a fan story that we make into a movie.
Yeah,
like a movie idea.
Yeah, either that or into a That actually, yeah, that would be. Or even come up with freaking scenarios, your own scenarios.
Ooh, yeah, that would be another fun one too. Send us some scenarios.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be a lot of.
That'd be insane.
I don't know, man. The internet's kind of weird. They might make some really. I'm looking at y'all. Don't be sending no Morning Glory milking farm scenario shit, okay? Don't be doing that. We don't
Ghosts
want,
and Ghouls.
We don't want it.
Thank you.
Okay, Ant.
Ghosts and Ghouls.
Send it to Ant.
Love you.
His phone number is